So, welcome to another video of the Target Individual program, Target Individual Experience. As you see, I've been doing a lot of videos today because of the noise campaign, the surveillance that they have me under. My class is about to start, and I went to get my headphone, and I put my headphones on, and then you hear the sirens. But this time was a police siren, but it was very short because, again, since I've been recording the noise campaign. Okay, so this is one of the things that they do in a coercive persuasion program, right? In a coercive persuasion program is to silence you, is to while experimenting on you, while running psychological campaign, psychological warfare on you. Okay, this is one of the things that they'll do. So the use of colors, for example, my headphone is blue, right? So again, using colors, blue, reds, if I wear green or what have you, they don't like that. They don't like when I wear green. They don't like when I wear red. They don't like when I wear brown. They don't like when I wear a particular lighter color, what have you. But they'll target me with people wearing red, right? So again, these sort of things is, you know, it's not surprising, and I talk about this all the time. In the Coercive Persuasion program, there are seven main categories, right, in which they use the tactics used to create undue psychological and social influence, often by means of anxiety and stress. Okay, so this is what they do. So for one, the increase suggestibility, right? It's the softening up of the individuals, whether it be through drugs, whether it be through specific hypnotic or suggestibility increasing techniques such as audio, visual, verbal, tactile fixation drill, which I talk about, that they have Pam doing or other people doing. The palm fixation drill, that's what I call it. Um, so they're constantly doing this stuff, right? Excessive repetitions, right? Sleep restrictions, all throughout the night. Noise campaign, neighbors up above me, dropping stuff on the floor right above me, right? Because my bedroom is right above, I guess maybe another bedroom. So, and it's only in this particular area, right, that this is being done. Okay. Uh, the established control over a person's environment, time, and resources of social support. And again, the isolation of the targeted individual. Okay. And that's tactic two, which is to establish control over a person's social environment. Three, prohibit disconfirming information. Okay, rules as in terms of what topic you should talk about, what topic you shouldn't talk about. For example, like I said, talking about the oppression of black people, talking about my oppression, right? Talking about my targeting, okay? Trying to share information, right? Doing research about government mind control and mind control technologies that they've developed, over the years. Um, this that all those things, right? So these are uh, tactics that they don't. Information that they don't want you to know, or if you do know, they don't want you to talk about to other people. All right. Um, the fourth is to make the person reevaluate the most central aspect of his or her experience of self, right? And again, this is an effort to destabilize, right, and undermine your consciousness, okay, and your reality awareness, right, your worldview, okay, to have emotional control over you. And if you develop defense mechanism, is to try to break those things down, okay, and then what they try to do is then try to give you a new perspective, their perspective, okay. And tactic five, which is to create a sense of powerlessness. Now, I may be singular in terms of me being in this environment and me going through what I'm going through, okay? But believe me, I have no feeling of powerlessness. Obviously, these people have some sort of fear in terms of me exposing what it is that they're doing. So I don't feel powerless. But this is something that they'll try to do. And they have made me feel powerless in the past, okay? they have, right? And let's see here, and you can you can see my eyes are red is because of the, and I think it's from Saturday, when they were blowing weed or marijuana into my bedroom. Okay, I don't do drugs. I'm not a smoker, so I think it irritated my eyes because my eyes are very red. Okay. Um, Tactic 6 is to create strong, aversive emotional arousal. Again, has to deal with emotional control over you, controlling your emotions, using people around you, right? Family members, friends, loved ones, okay, your children, and they do it also to the use of what is called silent sound spectrum, right? Giving them information, telling them what they do, but they're not aware of it because again, they're hearing their own inner thought. Okay, they're hearing their own inner thought, and sometimes it's so deep within the subconscious they just do certain actions automatically, right? But then like I know, I know a lot of people know what's going on. Like my kids don't really know, but I think when they get older, just as my oldest son, they will tell them, right? And that's as far as I think I've only saw my son once in like 2 months. Okay, and so they'll do stuff like that, right? So to create strong aversive emotional arousal in the subject by use of non-physical punishments such as intense humiliation, loss of privileges, social isolation, social status change, intense guilt, all right, anxiety, right, manipulation, and other various techniques that they do, right? And then number 7 is to intimidate the person. That's why you see in my videos how to use the police. They'll put their hands on their weapon when they see me, right? Or they'll turn so I can see their weapon. And some of these police officers carry like a like a yellow case, or not yellow case, but that holds onto the handle of that's on the handle of their weapon, right? Their service weapon. And then they'll basically turn to the side so I can see it, right? And I've shown you this on videos, okay? um, the whole repetition of if you don't adapt to the approved attitude, and again, the attitude is to stop me from talking about this, to stop me from having this sort of revolutionary mentality, right? To stop me from engaging black people with the truth, right, about religion, particularly Christianity and Islam, right, and to share information about our African spirituality. Okay, they don't want these things. If you look at our black scholars who've wrote about black history, who've talked about black African spirituality, who taught in universities, the pushback that they were given, the fact that they basically destroy them in terms of economics, right? In terms of livelihood, in terms of tenure within the certain universities, right? It's the same thing, right? So it's a failure to adapt the approved attitudes, the belief, or consequent behavior that will lead to severe punishment or dire consequences such as physical, which they've done to me, mental, which they've done to me, the reappearance of prior physical illness. Okay, I've been a very healthy person, and I have arthritis in my hands because of my targeting, because of the stress that they put me on and the anxiety that I've experienced, right? They tried to get me hooked on drugs. When I was working at the time, I didn't really understand until I went out with this guy and he offered to give me cocaine. A coworker of mine, okay, offered me cocaine, and I was like, no. Okay, and economic collapse, which they have done, and they continue to try to even send me subliminal messages about taking away my disability, and this is over and over again, right? Social failure, in terms of discrediting you and villainizing you so that you have no influence on the people in your surrounding, or in your social status, or your social environment. And if you're married as a TIE in a relationship, they will cause you to get a divorce. They will cause the disintegration of your relationships, right? And then also isolate you, and again, the failure, the threat of failure to find a mate. This is where the palm fixation drill comes in. So if I'm home now, my sister would come into my bedroom, and then she'll walk back out with her hands behind her back, again with her palm, open up, facing me, right? So again, this is what they are doing, okay? And so in this program, and with these tactics being applied, it says here that these tactics are psychological force applied to such a severe degree that the individual capacity to make informed and free choices become inhibited, right? The victims become unable to make normal, wise, and balanced decision, which they would most likely or normally would have made had they not been unknowingly manipulated by these technical processes. So again, it is a destructive cult that they've created along with this program, because this program is destructive in nature, okay, regardless of how they try to spin it, right? Because on one hand they're saying, oh, this is security and public safety, or national security, national safety, but on the other hand they're trying to send the victim a message about not listening to Malcolm X, not listening to Dr. Khalid Muhammad, not engaging in any type of protest, right? And you can see this happening all around, okay? You can see in states right now. I forgot the name of the state, but they just passed a law that says that that if you protest and you get arrested, you lose the right to vote. Right? So these things are happening, but people still continue to participate in this nonsense, not understanding what they have done. Not just to the victim of these things, such as myself, right? But to everybody else that they've manipulated. Okay? And again, I'm not going to go into the technology part of it, because that's the part that's too scary for the majority of you people out there, who don't want to listen. Okay? So, but I'll touch on that on another time, and I've touched on it before. There's plenty of videos that I've done that talks about these things and shows you evidence of these things, right? So this is what's there. This is what they're doing now. Okay, trying to manipulate me into, like, for example, like I said, my class is starting after all morning of the noise campaign, which I couldn't get to study, right? Now my class is about to start. I put on my headphones, all of a sudden the police siren. And they got very smart, because again, it wasn't prolonged like you've heard the sirens from the ambulances, right? Which I've recorded. With the police, it is very short. It is like whoop, whoop, or whoop, and that's it. The minute I put my headphones on my head, that is what I heard outside. Again, trying to, intimidate me into not, following, like doing my classes and stuff like that, right? If I go to study this entire weekend, I try to study, okay? Noise. Yesterday was Sunday. They're doing construction work with a damn jackhammer right, close to my bedroom window. Okay? And it only started when I started to study. And this was around like after 1 o'clock. Okay, going on 2 o'clock. That was when they decided, because then I started. So it just shows me how I'm under surveillance even within my own home. And, Dr. Peter Bregan talks about that, the technology that they have to be able to see through walls, which we've known, right? But now they have the ability to not just see through walls, but to see through walls and identify everything that's in your home. From, your makeup, from even when I say the makeup, from the makeup of everything that you have in your home, whatever it is that you're touching, right? Your headphones, the color of your headphones, the color of the clothes that you put on, right? The color of the shirt that you put on, okay? And then they will have a myriad of people outside when you go outside wearing the same color, right? This is what they do. This is how they operate, okay? This is the 21st century warfare on the civilian population, okay? And those who are specifically targeted for whatever reason, right? So they're not going to stop, and I'm not going to stop exposing what it is that they're doing, right? So again, fuck your program, right? Fuck you trying to control me, okay? And fuck off. That's all I got to say to you. Whether you're in the police department, or you're in the FBI, or you're in the CIA, because what you're doing is a crime, right? 1, conspiracy against rights. 2, non-consensual experimentation. 3, the illegal implantation of a foreign object into a person's mind, our body. And then let's talk about the civil and a lot of civil rights violations too. Okay? Right? Invasion of privacy. Right? Spreading negative, destructive propaganda. Villainization of the individual. Psychologically manipulating someone to destroy them. Okay? So you're going to never silence me. Like I said, the only way you're going to silence me is in a box. That's it.